cold.
You did give us coal,
Yes,
I
I
remember
did.
that.
Well,
I
when
didn't
you're bad,
get
you get cold. Oh, this is John Donnelly.
Santa's got something for you, John.
Uh-oh. Santa's gonna give me something, oh. Thank you, Santa.
No,
I
Merry Christmas.
appreciate it.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
in your next endeavor
I'll say,
next year.
yes, thank you.
Don't look at it. You might have something special.
Oh, that's nice. I'm a Santa Claus.
Jim, yeah, we're
Huh? I'm a Santa Claus.
going back and forth.
And kisses.
Tim,
Santa.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, huh?
There's one more here somewhere. This one. This is supervisor. Supervisor,
Santa Claus, thank you very much.
and good luck in your endeavors.
Thank you very much, Santa. I look forward to the next chapter of my
Right.
life. Aw, that's so cute, Santa.
That's right. Oh,
Aw, look at that. I'm taking this
So
sign
is
with
that
me
one
too,
you?
Santa. I'm taking that
I
sign
left
with
it in
me
my
too.
sleigh,
That's okay.
but I will get it to you.
Thank you, Santa.
Just
I'll get it.
All
make sure
right.
that.
everybody
Is anybody
thanks
from the Salvation Army here?
Salvation Army, anybody
John
here?
Walter and John Donnelly for their years of service to the town, and may their next endeavor be just as good as this one was.
I
Thank
hope
you
it's
very
better.
much.
Thank you, Santa Claus.
Thank you, Santa Claus.
All right, well, we're gonna get the meeting started, and the Salvation Army is not here, and I'm gonna ask one more time, does anybody like to do our invocation? Salvation Army is gonna do it,
Wanna say it?
no takers? All right, John Dunleavy, would you lead us in
Okay.
the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, I will. I pledge allegiance
And then we are going, John?
Okay, and we have a special presentation today. We have an Eagle Scout. He just became an Eagle Scout in Troop 94 in Wading River. He lives in the town of Riverhead, in the community of Wading River, and he goes to a music school in Rochester, New York.
Eastman School.
Eastern School of Music. So what he's gonna do is play the Star Spangled Banner on his trumpet.
Whenever you're ready.
Daniel Jones is his name, and he's a very, he's gonna be in some trumpet player when he gets older. Go ahead, Daniel. He is. And that is without music. And I just want to tell you what he did for his Eagle Scout. Every Eagle Scout has to do a project. and he went to Calvin National Cemetery. Has anybody buried in Calvin National Cemetery, you know when it rains or snows, and you have to walk from the roadway to the grave sites, you have to walk over grass, they could be wet or snowy. Well, he went to one grave site and built a path so people does not have to walk on the grass. They can walk on a walkway over to the grave sites. And that's what he did for his Eagle Scout.
Great job.
Thank you.
Daniel, thank you very much. Daniel Jones. Thank you very much, Daniel. Can we have Mark Zaweski up to the front? Mark, do you want your wife to come up?
Sure.
Momentous occasion.
She's gonna take the picture. Thank
It's like an evening of retirement. How you doing? So, Mark is retiring from his position of the chairman of the Riverhead Town Farmland Committee after serving as a member of the committee since 2008. And actually, I think you were more than 2008.
Yeah, I
because-
think so.
Yeah, that's not right,
That's
because
probably,
that's maybe the chairman, because I was there
You were there.
in '06, I left and you were on the committee. So that was chairman. Mark is the owner and operator of MKZ Farms, a 120-acre farm located in Jamesport. You're a fourth-generation farmer who took over your father's farm in 2010. Whereas Mark Zaweski has supported and represented the town of Riverhead's effort to protect and preserve farmland, he has also taken steps to steward his own land with conservation practices that help build soils and protect the water quality. Whereas Mark Zaweski has been an integral part of the farming community, having served on the Long Island Farm Bureau Board of Directors since the early 1990s as vice president and president. He helped the Long Island Farm Bureau continue its mission to serve Long Island agriculture. And whereas Mark Zaweski has always been a strong advocate for the preservation and heritage of agriculture in the east end of Long Island, and in 2014 was bestowed the prestigious Long Island Farm Bureau 2014 Amherst Davis Memorial Farm Citizens Award. And whereas Mark Zaweski has volunteered his time and service on several committees over the years, including the Suffolk County Farmland Committee since 1996, let it be known that Mark Zaweski remains dedicated to maintaining agriculture as an honorable and respected profession within the town of Riverhead. Now furthermore, Mark Zaweski has gone above and beyond for our community as a devoted member of the Jamesport Fire Department, exhibiting dependability, leadership as a volunteer firefighter for the last 24 years. Therefore, Sean Walter, along with the town supervisor, along with the town board, do hereby proclaim that it is Mark Zaweski Day in the town of Riverhead, and encourage all the town residents to celebrate that and joining honor the Mark. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't want to take it off.
That's right.
You can't take off.
No, thank you, Sean, and the board. It's been my privilege to work with the town and to chair this committee. I gotta give a special thanks to the whole committee. I mean, it's just not me up there.
Is the committee, I know some,
A
I
lot of
did the
the
farm,
committee is here.
why doesn't the
because-
committee come up and, you want some of the Farm Bureau people to come up?
Yeah, anybody in Farm Bureau?
Come on up,
anybody
Farm Bureau and the
Farmland
committee, let's get some
The
pictures.
Farmland Committee come up. And also a special thanks to Anne Marie. The research that she does going into.
Come on up, guys.
To get all of this stuff ready for our meetings and stuff is pretty phenomenal. So Anne Marie, thank you.
Come on up, guys.
Come on up.
Yeah, this is almost like a meeting.
That's it. That's it? This is it? This is the big one.
Guys, thank you for serving on the Farmland Select Committee, it's a wonderful committee.
Ready?
Ready?
How come you're not in the picture?
Oh, yeah, Rob, you're,
Rob, somebody's gotta take that picture.
yeah. Yeah, come on, Rob.
Somebody's gotta save this for posterity.
Come on, Rob.
Go ahead and I'll get a picture.
We'll post them in later.
Come on, Rob. Jill will get a picture.
Come on, Rob.
Rob.
We'll Facebook them in. Rob's our
Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame.
fabulous Farm Bureau administrator.
Yeah.
Come on, guy, let over here. Stand out of the way.
know who the hell you are, saying over there.
Well, that's his plan.
Yeah, I'd like get this off. Sorry, Tim.
You gotta like Facebook people
It's not
talk.
I have to walk.
I'm out of battery.
Seriously? I'll use my phone.
We'll get a picture, we'll send it to you. About a battery.
Wow, just like that.
Richard, look this way. You're doing good. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations, guys. All right, where's Laura? I got a special thing for Laura Jen Smith. Come on up, Laura. This is like off script. Come on up. Where are you, Laura? I know you're here. Come on up. That's good. So, you know, over the years, I've actually worn this pin with some pride, and I'm not going to say that we don't have lots of them, but in Congress, when they give you the pin, there's a number on the back, whether you're a senator or congressman, the number you're in, the state senate, the assembly, the same thing. So this pin doesn't exactly come to that level of prestige, but it's a pin that I've worn for a long time, and I'm very happy to turn it over to you. And God, I wish I could just give you the board meeting right now. So on behalf of myself, and congratulations, you've been pinned.
Oh, thank you. I'll wear it with a lot of pride, so thank you very
We
much.
got lots of them. Maybe I'll give you one back. See you later, Laura. Thank you. Thank you, John. All right. Got some business to take care of.
Okay.
Do you have
Does
resolutions?
it have reports?
Reports? Do you have your resolutions?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. John, you want to make a motion?
I just want to say something before I
Oh.
make a motion. This is my last town board meeting. I enjoyed the last 12 years working for the citizens of
yours?
the town of Riverhead. And I don't know what I would do without you people supporting me and making phone calls to me, giving me your suggestions. And I've tried to do the best I can, and I'm going to retire, so thank you very much for supporting me. Thank you.
So I'm going to say something. John and I may not have always gotten along. That's no secret. He might have tried to run against me. That's no secret. But I will say this. On every vote that mattered in this town where we did something that made a difference, in many cases, it was 3-2. And this gentleman voted with me in every one of those instances because he put the town residents first. He put the town first. He's the hardest working councilman that I have served with over the 8 years, bar none,
Thank you.
bar none. So John, thank
Thank
you
you.
for your service.
Thank you.
All right, let's get started.
Yeah.
John, you gonna
Okay.
pull the minutes?
I got to, I make a motion that we approve the minutes of December 5th meeting, 2017. So move.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The minutes are approved. Under agenda items, we have under reports, tax receiver November utility collection report, $631,150.70. Under correspondence, we have two letters from Judge Alan Smith, who is with our Riverhead Town Justice Court, and they are outlining the repair history and needs assessment analysis of the police and justice court facilities. A letter from Eric Russo of Van Brunt, Joswiak, and Russo, withdrawal of the appeal of J. Petrocelli Development Associates for the demolition permit of the premises described as 420 East Main Street, Riverhead. A letter from Christopher Kent of Farrell and Fritz, his comments on proposed local law to amend Chapter 301 zoning and land development with regard to Article 52, commercial solar energy production systems. And that's it.
So Laura, I bank at Suffolk County National Bank, which is now People's Bank. I really had no idea, and you might not know this, but the 40 to $100 million that the town takes in during the tax year, where are you, Laura? You were sitting, there you go, you're behind Olivia. It's actually in your name. And so when I went to the bank to deposit money, for the first time, they didn't realize, and they pulled it, they're like, what account do you want? What do you mean, what account? I've got like, I have like 3 or 4 checking accounts for business and stuff, and they turned the screen to me, and every single account you have access to. I can't wait to turn that over. I hope you don't bank in
Okay.
Suffolk, because they didn't mess it up, but it worked out fine. All right, any other town board reports? All right, not hearing any. 7:05 was scheduled for the first public hearing. It is now 7:15. We're going to open the public hearing to consider all interested persons with regard to the adoption of the petition to construct lateral water main extension to provide water service to the proposed Hamlet Professional Center located on New York State Route 25A, Wading River. And John Collins and Mr. Conklin. Come on up, Mr. Conklin. Mr. Collins, you're going to present this application?
Yes, sir.
Public hearing?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm here to present the application for the board's approval to extend the new water main, 400 feet of new water main along Route 25A in Wading River to service a proposed development. Such development consists of 4 medical office buildings. The Riverhead Water District has done an analysis, and it determined that the extension of 400 lineal feet of 12-inch water main at a total cost of $135,000 is necessary. It should be noted that all these costs will be at the cost of the developer and with no cost to the town or the district. Expected daily water use from this development is 3,118 gallons per day, and the development will be assessed a key money of $28,370. In addition, the property in question is entirely and fully within the current boundaries of the Riverhead Water District.
All right, does anybody wish to be heard on this matter? I know it's a riveting public hearing, but not seeing anybody. We are going to close the public comment portion and leave it open for written comment till December 29th, 4:30 in the town clerk's office. And we're going to open up, that's it? You're done? Yeah, that was the one calling the public hearing. Thank you, gentlemen. Now we're going to open up for public comment on resolutions. We ask you to limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Sal Mastropolo,
Sal.
Calverton.
How you doing, Sal?
Good, and you? Resolution 919.
Yeah, what do I have to do here?
Should say of what year
All right, you guys got that? Is that the only thing?
on that one, yes.
Okay, what else you got?
Resolution 934. On page 2, to now therefore be it resolved. The 5th line down, after it says $3,500 monthly fee, the next 4 words don't make any sense. Something's missing there.
Are you up, Bob? Diane, do you have the rest?
No, which one is it?
9:34.
934? What do I have to type in here?
Control F.
That was it. Control,
All right, so
F.
930.
Maybe just the word B.
Want to do, Control F, what do I have to hit in?
170, and then the resolution number.
What was the resolution again?
934.
The line underneath 35,
There we go.
No,
Okay.
the word's right after $3,500 monthly fee. It's missing, I think, a verb, to be approved by the office of the town attorney.
Probably, and subject to approval by
Okay,
the Office of Town Attorney. How's that?
that makes sense.
Okay.
And subject.
Okay, you're gonna make that amendment? What else you got, Sal?
936. The 5th whereas down, I just have a question. Is that the same charge that we charged them last year?
Yeah, it's set by town code. It
Well, why
mirrors
don't we
the town. I
change the
shouldn't
town-
talk about it because he's a client, but it mirrors the town code,
So why isn't it going up?
because they never changed the town code.
So let's change the town code. I mean, how long is he gonna get away with that same amount of money every year? We're maintaining the parking lot, right?
Maybe you won't call it that.
and the building.
If you wanna make all the terms right. Actually, he stripes it.
You wanna call it that.
Here's something for you, Laura.
That's it, thank you. Thank you. Does anybody else wish to be heard on resolutions?
Larry Sims, South Jamesport. I want to speak to CDA Resolution 14, the EPCAL sale contract. If I run a little long, I'm pretty sure I can find a volunteer to cede me a couple of minutes.
Well, 5 minutes is what you got, so keep it at 5 minutes.
It's critical to consider this project's history before deciding its future. State of the Town Address, March 2011. The days of fiddling at EPCAL are over. The days of tossing around EPCAL like a football are over. We all witnessed the broken promises and missed deadlines that were Riverhead Resorts. I have to say that we gave Riverhead Resorts every benefit of the doubt and then some, but in the end, they could not close their transaction. Hold on, we are about to shift into overdrive. State of the Town, 2012. We need to compete and make EPCAL attractive in the here and now. We will create the EPCAL Planning Commission, which will approve or disapprove development projects in just 75 days. State of the Town, 2013. After what has now been 2 years of nose to the grindstone labor, study, and talk, we are finally poised to tap the potential of EPCAL. This is not another coming soon speech. We are here. I could continue year by year, but believe
You
the
got
point.
5 minutes, and you're already a minute and a half into it, so I wouldn't.
How many minutes will you take up?
3 minutes left.
I believe the point is made. For 8 years, EPCAL has been this administration's top priority, yet from a taxpayer's perspective, nothing but rhetoric has been delivered. And after all this time, some of you find it imperative to move this project forward today, rather than waiting until our new supervisor and new council member are seated in just 2 weeks. I'm one of many who simply cannot fathom this sudden urgency and who find it as offensive as it is suspicious. But my focus today is on something else. Behavior which marks a new low in terms of ethics, which may well be illegal, and which was not in the best interest of the town. It's relevant to your proceedings and the public deserves to know. Observers have had concerns about the lack of transparency in town board actions for a while, but these greatly intensified 2 months ago when council members who were touting the fact that Illuminati was on a new and firm 30-day deadline to deliver a contract learned that the town's own attorneys had failed to present this deadline to the buyer. Worse, our attorneys did not bother to tell council members that the letter hadn't gone out. Only the supervisor knew. Still worse, when the council members asked for copies of the correspondence, these lawyers who work for the town first asked the supervisor whether and how they should share this information with other town board members. There's no question that certain unique and important managerial responsibilities and authority come with the supervisor's job, but his vote carries precisely the same weight as that of each elected board member. None can vote responsibly without timely, equal access to information. No elected official has the right to withhold or manipulate information going to the others in order to influence outcomes. Yet this appears to happen often. Sadly, the town has suffered even more bad behavior. It was revealed shortly after the election that in or about March of this year, the supervisor secretly directed Cushman & Wakefield, the real estate brokers hired to exclusively market EPCAL property, not to present offers or expressions of interest from new prospective buyers. That bears repeating. The brokers were instructed by the supervisor not to tell the town if buyers called to say they were interested in EPCAL. We now know that multiple interested parties approached Cushman over the past 10 months and that town board members remained ignorant of this activity. This caused some of you and most of us to reasonably conclude that Illuminati is our only real prospect, that there's no interest in the marketplace at or around the currently negotiated price of $40 million, and that there's certainly no buyer who might pay more. We now know that this conclusion was erroneous, and that our impressions on the marketability and value of this property are false, attributable to the supervisor having instructed the brokers to withhold from the town board information which might devalue Illuminati's position on this deal. I presume Sean had reasons for this stunning action, which so strongly favored Illuminati interests over the town's. I won't speculate on what they might be. Instead, let's look at some of the purported justifications.
Larry, wrap it up, your 5 minutes is up. Wrap it up.
Give my 5 minutes.
And we're not giving 5 minutes, his 5 minutes is up, wrap it up. Wrap it up, Larry.
Sean,
Wrap it up,
I'm
Larry.
gonna hand this to Diane.
Hand it up to the town board, that's fine, thank you.
You asked me to wrap it up, I'm doing that.
Wrap it up and you can hand your comments
I'm
up.
going to hand this
Thank you.
to Diane Wilhelm, and it will
Thank
be
you.
on the record, and then I will give it to the media, and they can report how you would not allow this to continue.
Thank you, sir. Does anybody wish to be heard on the subject? On the resolutions? Does anybody else wish to be heard on resolutions?
Thank you. Does anybody want to continue?
Does anybody else wish to be heard on the resolutions? Then you better get up there because we're gonna close comments on the resolutions and take them up.
Okay, all right.
5 minutes, sir.
All right, John McCullough from the Coalition Against EPCAL Housing. I think this is going to be an interruption because I think others are going to continue reading
That's
his
fine, you have
text,
5 minutes.
and they'll use their own time to do it. We're concerned the language of the resolution characterizes this as an agreement of sale that essentially has been concluded subject only to the hearing. We're very concerned that that the town, the public, the media has not actually seen the text of the agreement, so we still are very much in the dark about what is involved in it. We are disturbed still that all of the land is incorporated in the agreement with no serious reason given except saving money for cutting grass. We think that the text should not simply be available physically in town hall, but should be online, as is the modern way of addressing all such problems. Finally, I think the question is timing. Is the peremptoriness of all of a sudden having a very different model of the financing and the action upon it suddenly have to happen now rather than 2 weeks from now when the new board, the newly elected supervisor will be in charge. We're concerned as to where the town legally is in its best position to seriously evaluate the contract as it's been proposed. Is it in a better position as the new board to look at the content before agreeing to sale? Or is it in a better condition to actually do that during a Q&A hearing? In any case, we think it's incumbent upon as the voters determined, that it's incumbent upon the newly elected supervisor and the board to have the real decision about whether this particular proposal goes forward.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker. Go ahead. 5 minutes, Angela.
I understand, Sean, you don't have to keep harping on it. Angela DeVito, South Jamesport. I'm continuing with Larry Sims' statement. I presume Sean had reasons for the stunning action, which so strongly favored Illuminati interests over the town's. Instead, let's look at some of the purported justifications put forth to explain the behavior. Firstly, the letter of intent prohibits the town and the town's agents from actively marketing the property. That is true, and such prohibitions are common. But there's also a timetable problem. A typical letter of interest on a big commercial transaction might preserve a deal for 30 or 60 days of due diligence, perhaps even 90 days. But to extend this term for 10 months and counting, particularly with no interest money and no security deposit, is absurd. EPCAL has been off the market for nearly a year, and the town hasn't have a nickel to show for it. The Ski Mountain scheme may have been deserved its ridicule, but that administration at least required cash up front. When the deal died, we were millions richer. The Illuminati deal, by comparison, has been far worse fiscally for Riverhead. Secondly, keeping brokers from marketing a property during the letter of intent term is common. Restricting brokers from conveying new offers and interest to the owner is not, and is ludicrous. In the real estate industry, brokers get into trouble for withholding information from owners, often to enhance their take by avoiding split commissions. Brokers never get in trouble for keeping owners informed. That's their job. In this case, the letter of interest specifically anticipates unsolicited offers. Quote, if the seller receives any inquiry, proposal, or offer from any entity or person other than Illuminati and buyer relating to the sale of all or any part of the property or any other transaction which could impede the acquisition, seller shall promptly notify Illuminati and buyer of such inquiry, proposal, or offer, and the material terms thereof, including any updates. End of quote. Think about that. If Cushman had honored both the letter of intent and the supervisor's explicit instructions, the names and details of anyone expressing interest in EPCAL over the last 10 months would have been withheld from the town board, but shared with Illuminati. The only word that fully captures the impact of these instructions is treasonous. Thirdly, finally, applying simple logic is telling. If the letter of interest actually prohibits our brokers from telling the town about unsolicited interest from new prospective buyers, then there is no reason whatsoever for Mr. Walter to call and instruct to keep any such interest secret. There may be a legitimate explanation and justification for the supervisor's actions and for keeping this secret from council members, but I haven't heard one yet. With regard to the deal itself, it is hard to believe you're actually contemplating holding a formal hearing on a deal of this magnitude and import in our town with a new partner firm you know so little about. The most important unknown, of course, is their intentions. My understanding is that you haven't even met representatives of the firm, and they have put nothing in writing with regard to their plans for the property. The only thing you have is vague oral assurances passed from unknown persons to the firm, to their attorneys, to your attorneys, and then on to you, that these mega mall developers have no interest in pursuing retail at EPCAL. Is this true? Maybe, sure, but there's literally nothing that you can hang your hat on. To taxpayers, it appears you've walked blindly through whatever doors the supervisor has opened.
You have 30 seconds, Angela.
We hear a lot of talk, thank you, Sean, a lot of talk on the national news about extreme vetting. Over the past year, the town's policy has been zero vetting, and that includes both Suffolk Industries and Lincoln Equities. I would take time here to detail the reasons. Neither of these suitors should have been presented by the brokers as qualified to do this deal, but there were many. To the extent that this fail is caused by council members being kept in the dark by a supervisor who ignores proper legal process, it has to stop. And it must not stop, not simply because a new supervisor is being sworn in, but because you as council members have to protect our town, no matter who's in the supervisor's seat, by asserting yourselves and fulfilling your fiduciary role in our government. I'll stop there.
Thank you.
Someone else
Next
pick it up.
speaker. Next speaker.
Before I leave, Sean, I was going to thank you for your service this evening, but
Well,
I've
thank you.
decided not to
Okay.
because of your arrogance, your continued arrogance,
Next
and your
speaker,
behavior
Angela.
as an ass.
Thank you. Next speaker. If you're not going to step up to speak, we're going to close the public comments. If you're not going to step up to speak, we're going to close the public comments.
Take it easy.
You can do it.
Do your whole big long song and dance about everything and anything that I could care less about, so you can wait for me. To
5
speak my
minutes.
piece. My name is Joan Zaneski and I live in Aquabog. I am here to protest what you plan to do with this resolution, and also to remind you that you do not own this property at EPCAL. The town of Riverhead does. Okay? And I object to you representing me as far as the sale of this property is concerned, because I'm very, very suspicious of your actions, and I totally agree with the comments of Mr. Sims that you have withheld information from the town board on more than one occasion concerning this transaction. As a matter of fact, you yourself said during your concession speech at the Riverhead Democratic Committee headquarters on election night, your advice to the incoming supervisor was, don't tell the town board anything. Don't tell them what you're doing. I was there, Sean, I heard you. And based on that and other investigations that I have looked into as far as other projects which seem to have gotten out from underneath the rug they were slipped under, and the next thing we know, we have all sorts of developments, convenience stores, 24-hour operations that nobody ever knew were coming. And I have concluded that there is a lot of deceit on your part. So I thank everybody for listening to me. These are my opinions. I'm not
Thank
making
you.
accusations.
Next speaker.
Good evening. Phil Barbato, Jamesport.
5 minutes, Phil.
Yes, sir. You've been deliberating for months now on the intended deal to sell most of the remaining EPCAL acreage to Illuminati and God knows what his partner is now for $40 million. While this sounds like a great deal for the town, there's still several important questions to which the town has not provided answers, not even to your fellow board members. The taxpayers of Riverhead were promised that EPCAL would be an economic generator, but there's been no information forthcoming on how that's going to happen. On the surface, selling that land for an average of about $17,000 per acre, possibly 20% of what it would be worth elsewhere, sounds like a great deal. But if the public had the answers to some of these basic questions, we might understand it a little bit better. What's still unresolved is what's being sold. We've yet to see a map. We keep hearing that a lot of this land is undevelopable. That's false. It's all zoned as PC. It is developable. And unless you specifically put it on the map as undevelopable, there's no telling what can happen in the future. And I've heard this from Councilman Wooten, oh, don't worry, the DEC is going to keep us from developing it. Baloney. Unless you specifically say it's not developable, or you don't sell it to them in the first place for practically nothing, it could be developed in the future. And then we have no recourse. We'd be losing that beautiful land forever. It's a tremendous town resource. All the land out there is zoned for PC. It can be developed today. And that's the way you're proposing to sell it. There's been a constantly changing list of entities involved in the purchase. Most recently this week, we don't know who these folks are other than what we read in the newspaper. How about telling the public what's going on with this purchase? Given all this, and I'm directing this to Mr. Wooten and Mr. Dunleavy in particular, if you were about to come into office for the first time, how would you feel if the previous town board took this away from you and made a decision today that tied your hands for the future? I really don't think you would enjoy that very much. And I don't think that that's what you should be doing as a responsible civil servant. I'd like to continue, to the extent you'll allow me,
2 minutes.
Mr. Sims's letter.
You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. It may seem to you that voting today to schedule this hearing is harmless. That's wrong. The supervisor's actions alone are ample reason to restart, rather than continue negotiations with Illuminati. Separately, there are at least 4 specific ways in which your vote today to proceed would hurt the town. 1, schedule the hearing and you're contractually locked into a process which allows just 10 days to approve or reject the entire deal. Not even 10 business days, just 10 days. Given the glacial pace at which this deal has proceeded and the enormity of the task of learning all you need to know about financial backers you have yet to meet, it's simply not possible for you to do your research and vote responsibly in 1.5 weeks. Let's be realistic. It would be better and wiser to postpone the hearing and do your homework than to be forced next month to scrub the deal for lack of review time. 2, the need to renegotiate the broker contract. Though expired, the contract Sean originally signed will govern how much we have to pay the brokers if the Q&E hearing is held before the town cuts a new deal with Cushman. Not counting a $150,000 typo, the terms are seriously unfavorable to the town, including above-market commissions, a 50% medical and office surcharge that no one has explained, a useless exclusions clause, deficient conflict of interest provisions, and possible liability for commissions on lease renewals. Most grating, though, is the fact that current EPCAL tenants were completely omitted from the exclusions list. If you proceed to schedule the hearing, the brokers will be paid full commission on a Illuminati sale, exactly as they
Bill, if you
pounded
could
the
wrap it up,
pavement.
it's been 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Found, and a company not known to the town educated them on the great opportunities and value at EPCAL and persuaded the principals to make an offer to locate here, completely without regard
Bill,
for the
it's been
fact that
5 minutes.
Illuminati was already an EPCAL tenant when the brokers were hired.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Next speaker. Mr. Churchinian, 5 minutes.
Dean Churchunian, Riverhead. I won't need 5 minutes. From what I've read about Mr. Preston, online at Riverhead Local, in our news review, and other things online, this guy's a slime dog. How dare you do business with him? I'm gonna put it as blunt as that. And this thing with not telling the town board about offers for property there makes me remember a couple of years ago when the secretary to the town board was leaking information to you unbeknownst to them. Slime dog, slime dog, slime dog.
Thank you. Mr. Hochbrookner, 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you very much, and as a former elected official, I would like to thank you and John for your service. It's very important. Obviously, it's never always smooth sailing, and that's clear. But I'm here tonight actually as a resident of Southold Town, and also as the former congressman who wrote the legislation that gifted the 2,900 acres of the EPCAL facility to the town of Riverhead. And you need to, I'm not here to get into your minor, I regard them as minor concerns about the issue. Was data withheld, not withheld? It doesn't matter. What you have to appreciate in this town is that you were given a gift by the federal government. I wrote the legislation along with Andrea Lonice, who was your economic development person. We got it passed. I convinced Senator John Glenn, who wanted to sell the property and put the money in the coffers, to give that property to Riverhead. And the reason was to replace the money that you lost when Grumman left, because they were making voluntary payments in lieu of taxes. And when they left, you were hurting. So I wrote the legislation, we got it through, and basically what I committed to the Clinton administration, to Senator John Glenn, and to the Congress was that we would maximize the economic development of that property. And so from the point of view of housing, that was never on the table. And from my point of view, housing is not economic development. Using that property for its highest and best use is. And in my opinion, having been an electronic engineer who worked on the Grumman F-14 Tomcat on that property for 7 years, the highest and best use of that property is to bring it back to aerospace and defense. Now you have an opportunity here. I've worked with Illuminati in the past. I'm not working with them now. But I made a commitment to the Clinton administration and the Congress that I would work as long as I'm available to maximize the economic development. You have an opportunity to do that. You have Illuminati. Yes, there's been bumps in the road. Yes, they lost Facebook. Now they apparently have, they lost John Katsimadidis with his billions. But the fact of the matter is, they now seem to have a client. And so I'm really here to talk to the board members who will be here next month, and of course to the incoming supervisor and councilwoman. Please work together. You've got this great gift. It could be worth $40 million to the town. If you think you can get more going a different route, fine, do it. But don't blow this opportunity. We work too hard to deliver it to the taxpayers and the people of Riverhead Town. Please figure out how to do it, and please do it in a bipartisan way. Help me meet my commitment that I made giving that property. We did a lot of work. There's been a lot of efforts through the years. It's a beautiful asset. It's worth a lot of money. Please don't blow it.
Thank you,
Thank
Congressman.
you.
Next speaker. Ask you to limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Ethel Sussman, South Jamesport. I'm continuing with Larry Sims' statement because I believe in what he's saying, and I believe that we need to proceed in a fair, open, honest, and bipartisan manner. So continuing with the statement. Does Cushman deserve commission for shepherding this deal through the offering process? Absolutely, but at a heavily discounted rate, as is common, to reflect their limited contribution. 3, proceed with the hearing, and it means you've accepted the terms of the contract as it stands. Given that you now know there are other interested buyers, and that information was withheld, so it seemed there was no demand for our land, and we had no choice but to proceed with Illuminati, it would be irresponsible to move forward with no further investigation. Keep in mind that we were at $50 million until the supervisor prematurely announced in succession a string of deals that were destined to fail. When a deal fizzles so publicly, the next buyer always offers a sure thing, but drops the price to adjust for the new reality of bad press. I'm one of those who believe that, depending on how much land we're actually selling, a well-structured deal at EPCAL could bring in more than $50 million. It's incumbent on the board to take a step back from the current deal until you can find out. Number 4, the deal is the deal. If you don't obtain a binding statement of the buyer's intent before you hold the hearing, you'll never get one. This board has been repeatedly duped by scheming developers, and it's always the taxpayers and neighboring residents that pay the price. Press pause now to allow more thorough evaluation of this player and this deal, or the consequences could be painful for your constituents. It's not my practice to criticize without offering remedies. In this case, the path is clear. Today, you should simply defer all action relating to EPCAL until the new administration begins in less than 2 weeks. Tomorrow, the council members who will continue as part of the new administration should commence working together with your new colleagues in preparation for their official start on these priorities. Number 1, obtain from the broker a complete list of persons and entities that have expressed interest at any level in EPCAL over the past year, together with who was notified and what actions were taken. This is the first step to determine, in light of the supervisor's secret actions favoring Illuminati, whether the $40 million offer represents a fair market price. 2, renegotiate the broker contract to apply to the EPCAL deal now on the table, as well as to cover any other buyers which may emerge over a new contract term. Include language explicitly detailing the broker's responsibility to vet buyers before offers are formally presented to the town. 3, meet with Illuminati and their new partner to discuss background, interests, contemplated uses, and marketing plan for EPCAL. Secure a written contract to use secure a written consent to use limitations before a Q&E hearing is scheduled. 4, conduct a legal team review. A, ask counsel to explain certain actions and events, including but not limited to
30 seconds, Ms. Sussman.
mixed contract negotiation deadlines, time required for attorney response, failure to inform board members of developments, declining to respond to requests from town board members, and failure to provide information simultaneously to all board members, including the supervisor. Council must earn or reestablish the board's trust or be replaced. B, determine and explain to taxpayers why we continue to be represented in this matter by two firms. In addition to increasing costs, this increases complexity of review and slows the process. 5, discuss with district attorneys the supervisor's independent, unauthorized.
Ms. Sussman, it's been 5 minutes. If you could wrap it up, thank you.
I'll finish my sentence if you don't object. Discuss with district attorneys the supervisor's independent, unauthorized, and secret actions which interfered with the board-authorized sale and leasing process, and determine if further investigation and disciplinary measures are wanted.
Thank you, Ms. Sussman. Next speaker. 5 minutes, George. 5 minutes.
How much time, Sean?
5 minutes.
Sean, first of all, I want to wish you luck in your future endeavors, you too,
Thank you.
John. And Sean, I look forward to seeing you on the rec trail up at EPCAL.
As soon as you get rid of the deer, all the chit.
Oh, no, come on, Sean, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. Seriously, the reason why I'm here tonight is I'm asking the town board to consider tabling resolution 952, which is the stipulation with Baiting Hollow Vineyards. I only found out recently, I don't know why I wasn't aware of this, that the Supreme Court has decided in favor of the town. Going back to July, as you probably know, you have a tremendous, a powerful tool here to work with. And the stipulation, if you feel there's any possibility that a better stipulation could be crafted, and if you have any, possibility that Laura could work with the town attorney to craft something that would be in the better interest of the town, table the resolution and let Laura work on this when she becomes the town supervisor. The one concern that I have with the stipulation, especially with the tent issues, is that it would undermine the ability of the planning board to deal with these issues. And that's one thing that you really want to think about before you vote on this resolution. So good luck to you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to be heard tonight? Not seeing anybody. Diane, let's take up the resolutions.
Okay, I make a motion that we close the town board meeting and open the community development meeting. So move.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The CDA meeting is now opened.
Good evening. CDA Resolution Number 14, a resolution calling a public hearing on the Community Development Agency's designation of Calverton Aviation and Technology, LLC, a joint venture to be formed by Illuminati Aerospace, LLC, and 555 Ventures Company, LLC, as a qualified and eligible sponsor, the purchase and development of approximately 1,643 plus or minus acres located within the premises known as the Enterprise Park at Calverton, EPCAL, consistent with the goals and objectives of the Planned Development Zoning District, adopted on August 16, 2016, the Town of Riverhead Comprehensive Master Plan as amended on August 2, 2016, and the Town of Riverhead Calverton Enterprise Park Urban Renewal Plan as amended on August 2, 2016.
So move.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Hubbard?
In order to vote yes for this, to move this endeavor on for a qualified and eligible hearing, one has to really agree in substance to the contract that has been presented to us in the proceedings that have taken place over the past 10 months. I've stated from the beginning that I did not want any residential housing on the EPCAL property. It does not belong there. We do not need the increased enrollment in our schools. That property is for industrial and manufacturing, and no sooner do you build a house than you're getting calls that there's too much noise in my neighborhood. That's not what it's for. It's for economic generation, be an economic generator and to help this town out down the road. In this contract, they are agreeing not to build any residential housing up there. So that's okay. The second thing that I was very concerned about was the fact that we're selling 1,643 acres or more in this total package. Approximately 600 acres are developable today. The rest are restricted with DEC sanctions today. That does not mean that a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, those sanctions don't get lifted. And we've basically then given Illuminati 1,643 acres at an extremely discounted rate. So my quest was to receive financial reimbursement from Illuminati in this contract should that land be developable down the road. Illuminati refused to do that. Based on that situation, that's extremely important to me, and I think it's extremely important to the town. And I think with that, I have to vote no to let this process go.
Giglio.
Well, I can say that I voted no for the zoning because it did have residential and retail in it, and I don't believe that residential and retail belongs there. I have been repeatedly shut down in executive session with ideas and things that I think could make the contract better, because I was constantly reminded that I was a minority vote and that there were other board members that wanted to move the contract forward as it was. One of the reasons why EPCAL was given to us was for job creation, for the jobs that we lost when Grumman left. And there has been, there aren't any performance standards or job creation standards in the contract. There's no reverter clause that it comes back to the town if those jobs are failed, they failed to create those jobs. The purchaser has not lived up to his expectations since we have given him the runway use agreement. He has promised to create a certain number of jobs and build expansions onto buildings, and it seems like all the promises that he made have not come to fruition. I had also asked for what Tim had asked for, which was the additional acreage, that we get a fee for the additional acreage to be developed at the market value at that particular time. It was rejected. I know that there are other offers that are out there that we are not aware of what those offers exactly are, and I think it's important to explore those, and I think it's just been too long going on, too many extensions without any money down. The town has not prospered in any way, shape, or form since this Illuminati contract has been constructed. I don't agree with the terms that are in the contract. I don't agree with scheduling it for a qualified and eligible before our supervisor-elect and councilwoman-elect are in office and they can weigh in on the terms of the contract. And for that reason, I'm voting no.
Save your applause. I can tell you that EPCAL, for at least my 10 years here, has always been a ball bank with. And yes, they did wait for me to vote against Rivet Resort, which I got outvoted on because I thought that was a bad move for Rivet. Illuminati impressed me, not the person, the project impressed me. The fact that he wasn't going to put 40 lots up there, and there wasn't going to be 40 subdivisions. It was going to be 2 lots, and undeveloped, because he wanted aviation use and aviation technology. That was perfect for me. I enjoyed that. Housing is not a big issue for me. The board decides not to have housing, fine, so be it. It's accessory at that. That's not a game stopper for me. The fact that it's less development, the reason the $40 million I can live with is because we're talking about 593 acres that was studied. That's what the map includes. Yes, is there 1,600 acres? Yes, there is. None of that other stuff has been studied in any secret. If anybody wants to go outside what's been studied, they're going to have to do their own independent secret study. They're going to have to basically go through all that expense in order to develop in those properties. And that's taxable rateables for the town anyway, if they do build. It's assessed value. So it's not like money wouldn't get anything if they decide to expand beyond what's been studied and what's part of that map. For me, the next process is the Q&E. We've been bantering this. We even brought, at the behest of the board, an additional lawyer in to sit down and negotiate this contract, to be a second set of eyes because there was some question as to whether the integrity of our current attorney that was working on, which I felt slighted by, but. So we had two sets of eyes looking at this. They went back and forth on this contract, back and forth, till finally they acquiesced, no, we don't want any residential up there, the 300 houses, whatever it is, 300 apartments. And then they started, so it came down to who's gonna buy it? Where's the money coming from? That's what I care about. Who is backing this project? And when you're backing this project, what do you wanna put there? What is your intention for your $40 million? Where is putting your money down? Tell me what you want there. What is your vision for the town of Riverhead for the next 10, 20, 30 years? That's what the CUNY is for. CUNY isn't as of right. Just because you come to CUNY doesn't mean that it's yours. It gives us a chance and the public a chance to ask questions. Who are you? What are you doing? Where's the money coming from? What is your plan? What are you doing? That can all be stipulated. But the next process is to bring them here. So I can live with the contract the way it's written. We've had lawyers going back and forth, and we had good lawyers, ones that we paid extra lawyers to do it. So this is the next process. And Riverhead, you have to look at the future. Where is this town going in the future? Because I'll tell you, most people in this room, when EPCAL gets developed, we won't be here. It's gonna be my daughter right there that's gonna be here, that's gonna reap the benefits of whatever we put in EPCAL. So I definitely support the next step in the process. It's been being kicked around for 10 years and even further. And George, I appreciate what you did, but it wasn't about what Riverhead could make for that money. I don't care if we get any money for that property, to be honest with you. It was never about what we could sell that property for, but what could be created there. What kind of economic engine could be created, not only for Riverhead, but for the county. Job creation, technology. The world is a whole different now than it was 15 years ago, trust me. It's a whole different world, and it's getting different day by day. So it's never about what we could sell that property for. It's not supposed to be a land grab for town of Riverhead. It's supposed to be an economic engine for us, for the taxpayers, and for the county. So I think the next step is certainly in line. And I think we worked very hard to make sure that we're at this step. So I support it, yes.
Dunleavy.
Okay, I guess you have to listen to me now. I've been here 12 years. EPCAL has been in negotiations for more than 12 years. We hit the sports park, like Congressman Huckfellow said. We got $10 million from him, but nobody wanted it. So we put it out for more. We didn't get anything. Now we put it out again, and we got aviation back here again. High-paying jobs. I voted no for these extensions, but the town board voted yes for the extensions. So we gave them extensions. This here is not saying yes to this contract. All it is giving them a hearing. Now, the supervisor-elect and the councilwoman have met with our attorneys. They went over this with our attorneys. So this isn't new to them. They've had their discussion with our attorneys. So they know what this is all about. The Q&E is where they ask the questions of what they're going to do with this property and what they're going to, how much money they're going to spend and how long it's going to take for them to do it. So it's nothing new. I mean, we all had to sign an affidavit that we weren't going to tell anybody until the Q&E comes up, and then the public can know about it. And I've been telling the public, and I went on the radio telling the public, that if you have questions, come to the Q&E on the 16th, or call one of your council persons or the supervisor and give them the question, or email them a question, and let them ask the questions that you want. I did not want a hearing this year, because I'm not going to vote on this. Have the Q&E next year so everybody can answer their questions and ask the questions and have to get the answers. They're the ones that are going to accept them. They can get rid of this. They can get rid of this after the Q&E. They can leave the meeting open for another month or two. Tell them, give them good questions, have them investigate the questions, and then if they don't like the answers, they can say no. But in the process, you have to have a Q&E. You have to have it. So anybody, any public that thinks that the new supervisor or the councilwoman doesn't know anything about that, they're wrong. I know, I spoke to the attorneys right after they did. And he told me they were there, and he went over the contract with them. But they can't tell anybody, because they had a sign that they couldn't speak about this. I know we get these people come up here, this is why EPCAL's never been sold. Actually, the federal government said to us, you don't have to sell the property. Just get some industry here to bring the taxes back to you. So selling the property is a bonus for us. And the 40 million, if we get it, and we don't know, because we're not going to approve it. These council people and the new councilwoman and the new supervisor are the ones that are going to approve this. We're not going to approve it. All we're doing is setting the hearing up so they can answer their questions, and they know what the contract says, they can answer, they can give good questions. So, I don't know why we're having this discussion. This is why EPCAL has never sold. And why, if somebody wants to buy it now, why didn't they come when it was up for sale? Why does everybody wait until after it's finished and then come? That's what I say about public hearings. Public hearings are for you to come in and speak. But nobody comes. And then after the public hearing, they say, well, why'd you do that? I didn't want that. Well, why didn't you come to the public hearing? And state why. State that here is not, we're not doing anything with this. All we're doing is giving a hearing date. That's all we're doing. Where you should be speaking is at the public hearing. And that's all I gotta say, and I have to vote yes for the public hearing to give the new supervisor, the councilwoman, and the rest of the board an opportunity to ask questions and to approve it, or disapprove it. They can get rid of this contract in 30 days. This is not a sealed thing. Anybody that thinks it is wrong. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not a politician. I'm just a regular guy. But I've been here for 12 years, and I see what's happening in 12 years. And this is what happens in 12 years. That's why EPCAL has never been sold. Nothing has been developed there. So let's go in this Q&E. If you have questions, call the councilwoman up, call these council people up, or email them, or give the supervisor a call. That's who you have to get involved with for the 16th for this hearing. I vote yes.
Walter.
No speech, yes.
Is,
Resolution.
Joan, I have a question for you.
Bill?
Is the proposed contract going to be attached to this resolution so that the public can prepare
Public.
their questions for the qualified and eligible?
The contract is going to be made available to the public as part of the public hearing, yes.
But I think it should be made available ahead of time.
You can.
No, Ken, once it's put in the paper,
All right, it will be, Jody.
It will be.
All right, let's move to the next vote, please.
all right.
Quiet, please, quiet. Move to the vote, Diane.
Okay, I'd make a motion that we close the community development meeting and reopen the town board meeting. So move.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes, the town board.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The town board meeting is now reopened, and we'll start with resolution 911.
Oh, my favorite number. It's the 2016 Horton Avenue Basketball Court Capital Project 70163 closure. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 912.
2017 Wading River Beach Playground Capital Project number 70165 closure. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 913.
Authorize the town clerk to publish notice for audit services for the town of Riverhead Community Preservation Fund. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 914.
Can I just pause for a minute for these people to leave, please?
No, let's just keep going. We gotta get this.
914 authorizes town clerk Diane Wilhelm to publish notice for audit services for town of Riverhead Justice Court. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 915.
Authorizes town clerk to publish notice for annual audit services for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 916.
Ratifies the appointment of a student intern to the accounting department. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 917.
Ratifies the appointment of a student intern to the accounting department. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 918.
Awards bid for removal of household hazardous waste. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 919.
Amends resolution number 136. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 920.
Amends resolution number 318 of the year 2014. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 921.
Amends resolution 362 of 2012. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Sorry,
Yes.
distracted.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution
Very
adopted.
distracted.
Resolution 922.
Amends resolution 457 of 2012. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 923.
Amends resolution number 574 of 2013. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 924.
Approves employees' requests concerning accrued time carryover. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Oh, shoot. Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 925.
Reassigns the salary of a maintenance mechanic 3. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 926.
It's a promotion to a senior justice court clerk. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes, the justices came in and asked for this. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 927.
Approves request for a leave of absence. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 928.
Appoints a maintenance mechanic 2 to the sewer district. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 929.
Ratifies the appointment of a temporary student intern to the engineering department. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 930.
This appoints a water treatment plant operator trainee. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 931.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute a renewal agreement with Nextera One LLC, DBA Black Box Network Services regarding telephone maintenance. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 932.
932.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 279 entitled Taxation of the Riverhead Town Code, Chapter 279-37 Limitations, Exemption for Cold War Veterans. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 933.
Awards bid for the purchase of one 2017 or 2018 new or used low hour and warranty tractor for the cab of loader for the use of the Town of Riverhead Highway Department. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 934.
This awards professional services agreement for the information technology support services. So moved.
This is the one that needs to
Second.
be amended.
Where?
This is the one,
In the body.
the one that, on the second, on the first work resolved. Or this one that.
Subject to the approval by the town
Right.
attorney's
Correct.
office.
Yes, okay.
By the
okay.
town attorney.
As amended.
All right, very good.
A second.
Moved and seconded, vote please, as
Hub-
amended.
Hubbard.
Yes, as amended.
Giglio.
I want to thank Bill Rothar and the IT staff who worked very diligently in trying to take all these proposals in to make our information technology throughout the town better. So thank you for that, and I'll vote yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 935.
Approves Eastern Site Development Incorporated as a drain layer for the Riverhead Sewer District. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 936.
Approves extension to license agreement with Waddington Realty Corp., use of town parking facilities at Wading River Beach. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Abstain.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 937.
Approves license agreement between the Town of Riverhead and Day Heaven for reuse of facility at Stotsky Park. So moved.
Oh, good. I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Bob, were the terms ironed out?
The only thing that's still out there is the question of an option to renew. Other than that, all the other things are ironed out.
Okay. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yeah, I would like to charge them more, but the code, we gotta go by the Rivertown code. So I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 938.
Authorizes notice of a public hearing regarding proposed lease agreement between the Riverhead Water District and the SMSA Limited Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yeah, I'm happy to say that when I first got elected to office and we did the audit of the phone systems and the water towers and things of that nature, we started looking at the water towers and the leases with the water towers. And I brought in bench strength partners to analyze all of our leases. And I'm happy to say that we are going to be collecting twice as much money on this lease for this water tower as we were in the past with the negotiations of this new lease. So yes.
Wooten.
I think it's from like 40,000 to like 85,000, something like that.
Yes. Wooten says yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes, we're gonna, what is it, they're making their antennas bigger, taking up more space, and their contract, expired, and, this was a negotiation for a new contract for a larger antenna and more space on the water tower. So I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 939.
Appoints a marriage officer, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 940.
Appoints a marriage officer. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Abstain.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 941.
Authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement with Arlene Bovell for transcription of town meetings. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 942.
Awards bid for water service materials for use in the Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 943.
Awards bid construction of pre-stressed ground storage tank at plant number 15 for the Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Seconded.
Pre-stressed grounds.
I feel pre-stressed.
Yeah, I need a little of that pre-stressed stuff too.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
The only difference is my stress is going away in about 5 minutes.
So is mine.
Yes.
Mine too.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 944.
Awards bid, process control system maintenance, and emergency services contract, Riverhead Water District. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 945.
Awards bid, water distribution system maintenance and emergency service contract, Riverhead Water District. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 946.
Awards bid for electrical system maintenance and emergency services contract with the Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 947.
Awards bid hydraulic control valve maintenance and emergency services contract for the Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 948.
Releases Tara Development Corporation, well site from restrictions, Riverhead Water District. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes. Bill, where are you?
Resolution adopted.
Rotha, are you out here?
Okay.
Where is that $70,000 going? General fund? Or Water District? For the, when we're selling this piece of property in Tall Oaks. Take a look at that. Laura's gonna wanna know, Resolution 948. If you don't have to, you gotta look at where that's gotta go. That's not, it's not clear to me that it goes in the what, both of them need it, but it might be $70,000 to the general fund. It's not clear to me where that goes. Okay, thanks.
Resolution 949.
949, resolution calling for public hearing regarding the extension of the Riverhead Sewer District to include 780 Old Country Road, Riverhead. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 950.
This authorizes the supervisor to execute an addendum to a resolution setting terms and conditions of employment for position of a deputy tax receiver. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 951.
Authorizes the town supervisor to execute a professional services agreement with Lawrence Levy. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
I'm not sure about, did we need to do the termination before we
It's gonna happen, it's not gonna matter.
do the PSA, or it can be
It's
done
not gonna
after?
matter.
I think it'd be done after.
Okay. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes, I'm gonna vote for this because Larry Levy was instrumental in putting our new system in here, and no one else knows how to operate it. So,
That's job security.
that's right. So we have to hire him to keep this thing going until he trains somebody to operate it. I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 952.
Resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign stipulations. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
I'll make a motion, we table this
We're
resolution.
we're already in a vote, Jody. We've moved and seconded, we're in a vote. Councilman Wooten, Hubbard, please vote.
No.
Giglio.
No, absolutely not. We won the court case, we spent a ton of money in legal fees trying to stop Baiting Hollow Farm Vineyards from having their outdoor venues, their outdoor tents, their, outdoor, and we won the lawsuit. And there's no mandate for a stipulation giving them any leniencies, and that's exactly what this stipulation does. As a matter of fact, this stipulation was amended this afternoon, because I received a letter from our attorney saying that he was amending the stipulation, and no one on this board has seen the amended stipulation. So how anybody can vote for this stipulation when they haven't read it is beyond me, and I'm voting no, and I think the rest of the board should vote no also, and leave it in the hands of the new supervisor-elect and the councilwoman-elect to look at this. There's no need for a stipulation. We won the court case. And no one on this board has seen the amended stipulation. I did show Councilman Wooten an email from our attorney this afternoon stating that the stipulation
did?
had been amended based on my concerns, but nobody's seen the amended stipulation. And for that reason, we should all be voting no.
Wooten,
I think she's a no vote.
she did say that.
I can tell you, I don't care enough one way or another about this, but, I have to, I have to listen to the concerns of the board that's here. I can tell you agritourism is alive and well on the North Shore, and I guess some of the concerns are the fact that it's a historical corridor, and we don't want too much of that going up there without being somewhat guarded and somewhat controlled. Parking's an issue. I really haven't had a one-on-one with our attorney in the last day to go over some of the fascination of this. So, although I think we should encourage proper development of those type of facilities, just because that's what the North Fork's all about. Out of respect to my colleagues going forth into next year, I wish we could have tabled it, but I'm gonna vote no.
Dunleavy.
I guess you voted yes.
No, I voted no.
Okay, I did speak to our attorney on this, and you can say we won the lawsuit. We didn't win the lawsuit. It was, the judge went like this. He put it that they can't use the stuff they built until they go before the planning board and have the planning board approve it. Okay? For us to stop them from using that, we would have to put someone on the property, and every time someone stepped or went under a tent or stepped on their concrete entrance to the house, we would have to tell them, you can't go there. The town doesn't want to spend that much money to put someone up there to regulate this. The judge did not order them to remove it. We would have won if the judge ordered them to remove it. He didn't. He said they have to go before the planning board and get a CO from our building department. They have all winter to do that. So we did a stipulation that states, we'll give you 30 days to do it. But no cars can park on the west side of your building. Okay? And a couple other things in the stipulation that they can't do. The problem is that, and I said this to everybody, a piece of paper he gave them. That's like us giving the Calverton, when they were moving the sand, a stop work order, a piece of paper the judge gives them. They just kept doing it. We gave the summonses and they paid the fine. That's doing business, paying the fine. For us to go back to court and get the judge to tell them to remove it or tell the town to remove the stuff, it's gonna be 6 months to a year for us to get back into court again. So giving them 30 days to get started, I think is a fair way of doing it, and we're trying to push them to get started with this. Everybody can say we won the lawsuit. No, half of it. Okay? So I have to vote yes on the stipulation to get them moving, to do the right thing, get everything approved, go to the building department, get a CO, and make sure everything is safe for the people who go there. That's why we're here, to make sure everybody is safe who goes there.
Walter.
Yes.
Mr. Supervisor, would you allow me just to state what Judge Mayer's decision stated, just so that's clear on the record? Or do you want to just continue going?
Go ahead.
Because I've heard a lot of comments, and I just want to read a couple of the parts of the Judge Mayer's decision, because I think it's important that the record's clear what Judge Mayer did in July 10th of 2017. He had a summary judgment motion that was made by the town of Riverhead. He had a summary judgment motion that was made by Baiting Hollow Farms, Baiting Hollow Vineyards. Our action was commenced in 2010. It included 6 causes of action. On the first page of the judge's decision, he granted summary judgment to the town against the defendants on the 4th and 5th causes of action alone. On the second page, he ordered that the motions by the defendants for an order pursuant to CPLR 3212. I know it's a lot of legal gobbledygook, but ultimately he dismissed the first cause of action in its entirety. He dismissed the second cause of action, which was to recover damages, and he dismissed the 6th cause of action, which was against the defendants other than Baiting Hollow Farms. That was the one that was based upon the covenant. So, so far, on 6 causes of action, the 4th and 5th were granted to the town. The 1st, 2nd, and the 6th were granted to the defendants except for Baiting Hollow Farms.
And that had to do with fines and
What?
with not
Can you read,
having a
can
proper
you read
owner.
the fourth?
You know what, the
That's
vote,
correct.
Bob,
Can you read the
All right.
fourth?
wrap it up, because we're not gonna, we've
The
already
4th and the
voted on
5th
it.
address the structures on the property and the parking on the property, and those are the things that I'm most concerned about, and that's why the litigation was initially started.
Bob, could you
The other
read the
stuff
fourth-
was minutia, in my
the fourth
opinion.
litigation?
Too many opinions.
Okay, we already voted on it, guys.
All right.
Let's get
Okay.
legal advice in
Okay.
executive session.
Okay.
Let's move to the next
Okay,
vote,
so
please.
just to be clear, resolution 952 is not adopted.
That's correct.
We'll continue to resolution 953.
Okay, that's you.
756 is me.
953.
53,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
gonna go Trace.
Authorize the town clerk to post and publish a public notice to consider a local law to amend chapter 255 entitled Sewers of the Town of Riverhead Code. So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 954.
It accepts the retirement of a police officer. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes, I wish Officer Chris James the best in his retirement after many years of service.
Giglio.
Me too, and I know that he's headed in for some surgeries, so I hope that he does well with the surgeries and that he enjoys his retirement. Yes.
Wooten.
Happy New Year. Yes.
Dunleavy.
I hope he does well. Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 955.
Authorizes refund of fee in connection with change of zone application that has been withdrawn by the applicant. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
We did receive a memo from the town attorney saying that no review had been taken on this application and therefore that the money should be refunded, so I'll vote yes.
Wooten.
This is the first of its case, isn't it?
Well, sort of, except for Harriman.
All right, well, we didn't really invest any time or energy, so I'll vote yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
No.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 956.
Pays the bills.
And
So
second.
moved.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Why do we have 882 in here? Are we untabling?
Yeah, that was, we were supposed to adopt it on the 5th, but didn't get on.
All right, I make a motion, we untable resolution 882.
I'll second the untable.
Why did we table it? I don't remember tabling.
Because there was a
There
public
was three
hearing and it was
people.
scheduled
East
for the
Avenue,
same
East Avenue
day.
Extension.
Oh, okay. All right, yep. Moved and seconded as to untable, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes, to untable.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution resolution 882 is untabled.
We have some resolutions to
Do
be
we have
taken
to
off the
vote on
floor.
this resolution?
Yes.
You wanna read it?
It was on table, you still have to vote on it.
Okay. Adopts a local law to amend chapter 289 entitled Vehicles, Traffic, and Parking Regulations of the Riverhead Town Code, parking time limited on East Main Street. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 882 is
Now, we have
adopted.
3 resolutions to come off the floor. I don't know which one is first. Do you have numbers on the 2 termination ones?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, they're numbered.
so can I get a motion to take 3 resolutions off the floor? Resolution 957 terminates the employment of the executive assistant to the town supervisor. Resolution 958 terminates the employment of the legislative secretary of the town supervisor. And 959 approves amended site plan application of the Conic Bay Medical Center, Northwell Health. Can I get a
I
resolution?
make that recommendation that we take these 3 resolutions off the floor. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolutions 957, 958, 959 are taken off the floor. Now I'll call resolution 957.
Terminates the employment of an executive assistant to the town supervisor. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Larry, thank you for your service as in the supervisor's office. You've been a tremendous asset. These resolutions are being brought as requested by the supervisor-elect because she has other people coming into her office to fill these positions, and they have to be terminated by December 31st. So, again, I thank you, and I know you'll be coming back, and we'll be seeing you behind that glass, so, yes.
Wooten.
What? Well, we're gonna terminate you on the 31st, so you better be out of sight. Yes.
Dunleavy.
I have nothing to say. He's a good worker. He's been here about, what, 3 years? And he's really did a good job. And he put this whole speaker system, he supervised putting it in. And he's the only one who knows, so he'll be coming back. So I vote yes.
Walter.
Not that it matters, but no.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 958.
This terminates the employment of a legislative secretary to the town supervisor. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Pleasant lady, Carol Sclafani. She really was. She was an asset to the supervisor's office, the person
not
that
dead.
would greet people when they came in, and she was a great employee for the town, and she will be missed. And I'll vote yes.
Wooten.
I'm sure we're not through with her yet, but I'll vote yes on this.
Dunleavy.
I'll tell you what, she is one of the best workers in the town in the supervisor's office. If you need something done and you ask her to do it, she would do it for you. I'm gonna miss her tremendously when I'm on vacation. I won't have nobody to call to answer questions. So, I gotta vote yes.
Walter.
No.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 959.
Approves amended site plan application of Peconic Bay Medical Center and Northwell Health. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Just want to thank the planning department and Brad and Jefferson for their work on this. This came in not that long ago and required immediate attention. I appreciate all they did to make this happen, so I vote yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
I think it's important to point out that this is moved by Councilwoman Giglio, just to let you know.
And it's Christmas,
I
so
vote
I was
yes.
telling Tim Hubbard, Cindy Lou Who, Giglio.
So you are Jigaloo from now on.
Giglio.
Dunleavy.
I vote yes. This is an important part for this town, and they're one of the, I think right now, they are employees of the most in the town. It's working for them. And it's a great medical service, so I vote yes, so we can expand, help the heart patients, and get these helicopters in and out. And it's a 3, which means that they go 1, 2, 3, I guess. So
Trauma center.
it's a trauma center 3, so you can really, we don't have to bring patients to Stony Brook anymore, and we don't have to bring patients to Brookhaven anymore. So I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Judge Smith, I apologize. I thought you were here for Conic Bay Medical Center. Then we got started on that wonderful board meeting. So without further ado, Judge Smith.
We live and work in the best town in eastern Long Island. Riverhead is the home of the largest hospital in the East End. It generates hundreds of skilled, high-paying jobs. EPCAL is and will be in the future the industrial hub of the East End. Agricultural and farming activities are alive and well in Riverhead. Our commercial sector is strong. Among others worth mentioning are Riverhead Building Supply, Tanger Mall, Splish Splash, our many car dealers, restaurants, and offices. We have a vibrant and diverse population, including Yankees, the Polish community, African Americans, and Hispanics. We can be proud of our schools, both public and private, the volunteer fire departments and ambulances corps. We have an award-winning sewer district. The water district covers all of Riverhead and supplies of the surrounding areas. Both special districts were created and improved by the town boards dating back to the Second World War. They were created on the town's initiative because it was the right thing to do, not because the state or county mandated their creation. Both districts are staffed by dedicated employees who keep everything working, even in droughts and hurricanes. We have the largest and best police department in the East End. The office and staff are hardworking and honest. They keep each of us and those visiting our town safe and secure. The town justice staff, court staff, is the best, hardest working, polite, and efficient court personnel I have worked with in 50 years of practicing law in the East End. It is my privilege and honor to serve with them. It is in this context that I address the town board about the police court facilities. Our police officers must carry drunks who have soiled themselves in Tyvek suits down a flight of stairs to the cells in the basement of the police station because the elevator was never installed in that facility by the board for the past 20 years. We attempt to try jury trials without a jury room. The jurors must share the holding area with the prisoners that are manacled to benches. Despite the constitutional issues, prisoners are escorted through the building in handcuffs and sometimes leg irons in front of the jury pool. Most days, there is insufficient parking for people coming to court. As the courtroom fills, those waiting are stacked in the hallways and often down the front steps. As a practical matter, there is no handicapped access to the police station and court, especially at night. On May 4th, 2010, this town board voted to request the state to transfer the armory to the town for a police court complex. On November 17th, 2011, the state transferred the armory to the town for a police court complex. In September of 2013, this town board voted to spend $87,500 for an architectural engineering study on the feasibility of renovating the armory. Over many months of study and meetings, a report was issued which found the armory suitable for the police court complex. For the past 2 years, the town board has taken no action. And for the near future, this project can be financed for approximately 3.5%. We will never see these rates again. It is also predictable that both the rate of bond financing and costs of construction will increase the longer that we wait. Our taxpayers have and continue to support projects such as this. The school renovations and the bonds, the Riverhead Fire District headquarters and those bonds are examples. The issues attendant to the police court facilities will not go away. Sooner or later, they will have to be addressed. Now, rather than later, is the time to do so. I ask the town board to adopt resolutions authorizing the bonding of the police court complex. I would suggest that you pledge to the taxpayers that the first money received from EPCOL will be set aside to pay for this deck. It will take us 2 years to design, bid, and construct this facility. No principal payments on the bond will be due until 2020. A pledge will encourage the town to get something done with EPCOL in that period. The pledge will further assure the taxpayers that the EPCOL money will be not spent on less worthy projects. Again, I thank you for your consideration of this request. I would ask that you vote to authorize the bond. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Name is George Luce. I couldn't let Sean and John leave
Without hitting us
without
up for something?
bothering them one last time.
What tickets do you have to sell us, George?
I like your idea of having a prayer. However, I'd also like to see everyone stand, bow their head, wait in silence, and think of our veterans, and think of my brothers and sisters in the armed services. Remember, freedom isn't free. Several years ago, we had a proposal for an aquarium. And my first thought was, Riverhead gets another rinky-dink operation. This rinky-dink operation turned out to be a rather good project. It brought people to the town of Riverhead. And of course, with the influx of personnel, we needed somebody to have a crossing, or we needed a crossing guard at Main Street. We appointed, or had a young lady become crossing guard, and believe me, she was the biggest asset in the town of Riverhead. She was efficient. She was the face of Riverhead with a big smile, and she was an information booth. She knew where every place was. People would ask her where to shop, where to eat, how to get to certain areas in the town of Riverhead. And I brought this up to one of the councilpersons, and they said, I don't care about the businesses in the town of Riverhead. Who pays your salary? The Tooth Fairy? I want to bring the crossing guard back to the town of Riverhead at Main Street. We put up a traffic light, and we left the crossing guard, areas, and by state law, pedestrians in the crosswalks have the right-of-way over vehicle traffic. I know an 82-year-old with a cane who does the 82-year-old shuffle. Probably takes him a minute, minute and a half to cross Main Street. Because he has Alzheimer's, he'll get across the street, decide that he didn't really want to be there, and do the old man shuffle back across. I mentioned this to one of the council persons, and they said, you wouldn't dare. Don't count on it. Bring back our traffic lady. We need her. By replacing the traffic light, 3 days ago,
because I wanted to find out where a good place to eat was in Riverhead. I said to the traffic light, where can I find a place to eat? I'm still waiting for an answer.
That's actually good,
Bring
George. If the
back
traffic light had
my
answered you, you'd be
traffic
worried.
light lady.
She still works for the town, George.
Yeah.
She does. She still has a job. Thank
She
you.
still has a job, and the traffic light controls the intersection, not the crosswalk. The traffic light is controlling of that intersection now.
That's true.
Not the crosswalk. When there's no traffic light, then the crosswalk.
All right, does anybody else wish to be heard tonight?
Yeah, Sal
How you
Mastropola.
doing, Sal?
Tonight, you approved the transcribing of the minutes of the meetings.
Right.
Yes.
First question is, by law, does the town have to
We
transcribe the
don't
minutes?
have to do it, but we've always done it as a matter of course, and
But now you have a videotape system which videotapes the entire meeting.
in the future.
I'd like
if
to
it-
suggest to the board that you stop transcribing the minutes.
That could be something the future board decides to do.
Any challenge, all those videotapes would have to be transcribed anyway.
Excuse me?
Any challenge or any question or any suit with all those videotapes would have to be transcribed anyway.
Why? Why wouldn't you just go to the videotape and watch it?
The court wants them transcribed.
All right, so you transcribe it on request, but not that you do it on a regular basis.
Well, that's what this is. This is only higher on it, 2 transcribes.
That's,
No, it's like 15.
No, it's not.
I think you're transcribing every meeting, aren't you?
We do.
Yes.
It's not a tremendous amount
And
of
they're
money.
also on the website, and they're referred back to on a regular basis. I asked the same thing during work session, because I thought it might be a waste of money. But we have to have access to go back to those minutes on a regular basis. And if it's just on videotape, it would be very difficult to do that way.
Okay.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to be heard tonight? How you doing, sir?
Evening. Thank you for your service, Sean Walters, and,
Thank
and Mr. Dunleavy. I appreciate all you've done for this town.
Thank you.
I'm here, I just wanted to put a call for help. We're again up in Great Rock, going to battle against the golf course. I asked that maybe you let it go into the next council. The only thing is that I know the golf course has had problems in the past. My significant other, Jean Marie, she was one of the third residents in there. We've recently had music going on again. It's not just about music. Expansion that they're asking for now is beyond just the covenants. It's a spot where it's going to be quality of
I
life.
agree
It's
with
not
you,
just-
and I would have voted against it, but I'm not going to be here for that, so.
Yeah, I know you and I stood on my lawn one day, and I apologize, but I was going through a cancer surgery the day before the election too. And I appreciate that you didn't go with them. I do think the old owners, and I think the new owners are similar in a ways. So I just ask for your help. I don't think an expansion that they're asking for is something good for the neighborhood and for the values of the neighborhood. So I did send some emails out to each council member. I did Mr. Hubbard, and I'd appreciate any help that we can get up there. I do believe that sometimes people have the right to develop their property, but in this case, it kind of is in the realm of what can the neighborhood tolerate, and where will it go in the future, and how can the town enforce it? Because after a while, it just will become the town's problem, and
It's
not.
we caught it. It shouldn't have gone to the planning board, and we caught it and we stopped it in my office from going to public hearing. It is an expansion of a pre-existing non-conforming use. It has to come to this board before the planning board can approve
Yeah.
it. So it's coming back here.
Okay. Well, I just asked for your
I
help.
can't
and
imagine how it wouldn't come back.
that somehow it doesn't get to be a Vineyard 48 situation out there, that we have that one way in and one way out, and it's not just about music, it's about the livelihood of that neighborhood, and we'd appreciate help with it.
Thank you.
In any way we can. Thank you so much.
Sir, I didn't catch your name for the record?
Ray Senzak, 52 Fairway Drive.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Does anybody else wish to be heard tonight?
I do.
Not seeing anybody?
I do.
I make a
What?
motion, we
I
call
do.
the
What are
town
you
board
doing?
meeting.
I
And
do.
he's gone.
I do.
Oh, you do?
I do, and you're gonna listen to me too. Always wanted to be on this side.
Councilman Wooten.
John, thank you. Thank you for your service for 12 years. And as we saw tonight, it's not always easy. It's not always glorious. But if you hold steadfast to what you truly believe, that's all you can do. Mr. Supervisor, I want to take the time this evening to stand on this side of the dais as a local resident and as a taxpayer in this great town of Riverhead. Sean, I can honestly tell you that my relationship with you has ebbed and flowed throughout the years and for the last 8 years. But one fact that I can state is the respect and admiration I have for you and how that's grown with each passing term. Your position is one that takes a lot of personal time and commitment. Anyone that sits in your position, it takes that kind of commitment and that drive. It's not an easy job. And it's one that always invites scrutiny and criticism. And if you doubt that, just watch the beginning of today's meeting. It was disheartening for me. It was disrespectful. And it was really unwarranted. But I want to thank you for the time as our supervisor. Having had the second longest run of any sitting supervisor, especially during a time when our country, where the economy was in trouble.
Sixth.
The bank stopped lending money, out of control healthcare costs, and a crumbling infrastructure. During your tenure, the town has done a 180. The theater and the arts are not only welcomed here, but encouraged to be a part of our rebirth. The downtown is poised to be a work, live, and play community. With the success of downtown living, coupled with the expansions of our hospital and ancillary services bringing more support staff. The landmark legislation you championed in New York State for the eventual zoning and marketing of the long-troubled EPCAL property. I think history will be kind to you as we continue to grow and shape the future of our town. I just wanted to personally thank you. And do it so publicly, because we hear so little of it. I wish you the best, and I hope that God continues to bless you and your family as you enter the next phase of your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, Flag. It means a lot to me, dude.
We'll close the meeting now?
All right, can I get a motion to
I make a
adjourn
motion to
this
close the meeting.
meeting?
So moved.
Moved and seconded, vote please. All in favor, aye. Opposed,
Aye.
abstention, motion carried. For the record, I'm taking that home. As am I taking the one off my office? I just didn't bring a
I already
screwdriver.
took it off my office.
No, I'm taking it off to put it on my house so my wife I can tell, look on
Look
the
where you
supervisor.
live.